Marvel Zombies is complete garbage! Alright, so since now I have your attention, this video will be a part 2 to my Marvel Zombies part 1. As well as, I will give some insight into how I feel about the Disney Plus series that was recently just added. Okay, so honestly, in my last video, I talked about how if you like Marvel Zombies, you are a follower and you just like it because of its edginess. And honestly, I still feel the same way. Like, again, the series isn't that good as a lot of people claim it to be. A lot of people say that, oh, well, it's supposed to be dark and gritty and all that other garbage. If you put a bow tie on a piece of turd, at the end of the day, the turd still looks pretty, but at the end of the day, it's still a turd. However, I won't go completely thrashing onto the series this time, as when I watched the Marvel Zombies show that was on Disney Plus, I do have a little bit of positive, I guess, view on the whole series as a whole. So something I want to point out, something I hate about the Marvel Zombie series is how a lot of the characters have no sense of being zombies to begin with. Like, for an example, Iron Man, because one, he just straight up could have fly. He didn't have to be on the ground. Second, he had nanotech, so zombies couldn't even go underneath his, armor to begin with. And also, if the Hulk's skin is thick enough to the point that he can't get affected, how is Thanos, someone who was stronger than him, able to be infected? How come Ant-Man couldn't control ants again and then just use it against the zombies? I mean, he's able to do this in the movies and he's still ahead, so he's still a part of himself. So I still have no idea why he never controlled ants for any part of the whole series. Besides some of those complaints, there's some things I do want to highlight. I think something I want to highlight is that they managed to give the show a lot of aura when it came to a lot of the lines that were delivered. And I will play some of my favorite lines that were said within the series itself.
I heard T'Challa say, Wakanda forever. Like he knew that it was the last time.
What do you always say? Honor me with every breath you take.
No, Yelena, you don't get to use my words against me! No, you don't get to say that to me, Yelena!
Honestly, I feel like these lines itself were very good at not only capturing the characters, but as well as the people behind those characters. Both T'Challa and Alexei had the most impactful moments for me when watching the show because it gave such a deep complex to who they are as a character in a way. When it came to T'Challa and his final words of saying Wakanda forever, as if he knew that this was going to be the last moment, not only it shows that he was willing to sacrifice himself for, his country, his people, but as well as humanity. Overall, Black Panther was awesome in the fight. Bro was putting effort with only 3 limbs, bro. He was not moving like this in Infinity War, man. When it came to Alexei, seeing literally him losing everything is wow. And the thing is, when it comes to the movie The Thunderbolts, I never actually really enjoyed it when I first watched it. However, from his interactions in the Marvel Zombie series, it was super what's the word? To me, it was super heartwarming to the point that I'm actually now interested in the character. Speaking of character, I think one of the biggest highlights I want to point out is Blade. And the reason why I want to point out Blade is because dude was so cool. This dude was amazing throughout the whole series. This dude had the energy. This dude had the aura to the point that he was falling down like if he was Piccolo. Dude was just incredible. Low key, Jimmy was moving like if he was Prime King Von, but then he gets completely obliterated and falls apart like if he was a Lego piece. Overall, the show was to some parts pretty good. My only complaints with the show itself was, again, with the continuity, as well as the main villain, as well as the ending, as well as the lead character. All of that stuff I hate. All that stuff I still don't like. And if you're someone who says that this series oh my god, it's the best series I ever seen, this is the best zombie media I've ever consumed, again, you're still you're still a follower, dude. Bro. Now, I want to make something pretty explicit when I say this. You can like something even that it's bad, but you just gotta admit that it's bad. For an example, literally, one of my favorite movies is just straight up the freaking live action Ninja Turtles movies. I ain't talking about the original. I'm talking about the Michael Bay version. And honestly, some of you are like, damn, you like that movie? Man, that was garbage. However, there is one thing I want to say. I know it's garbage. I know it's not good. There's parts that I like. There's parts I know that could be better. However, when it comes to the show itself, and when I'm talking about show, I'm talking about Marvel Zombies. There are some things I like, but there's things that I hate. This thing isn't 100% good, and if you like it to the point that you think that this is the best media you ever consume, then that's what makes you a follower. You can like the show, I'm not going to complain about it, but overall, it's just don't overpraise something that don't deserve all that praising to begin with. Overall, I kind of gave the Marvel Zombie series, I want to say a 6 out of 10, mostly because, besides the issues I had, I feel like there wasn't really that much that kind of brought it to stand out. It had moments, but overall it was just it was pretty much just like a steak that was cooked with no seasoning.